Hey, good morning, it's Owen, Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Happy New Year, 2015 is here. I hope everyone had a good holiday season. I know I did. Now it's back to work, so I've got lots to talk about here. Now, as I usually do at the end of every year, I do a little bit of review of my business, sales that I had for the year, dollar volume, that kind of thing. And the other thing I do is I edit my, have a good audit of all my video blogs that I posted over the last year and a half. And look at the ones that have had a lot of views, ones that haven't had as many views, ones that I had a lot of comments on YouTube, as well as my own video blog on my website. I also syndicate it to a number of other sites that pick up my video blog and post them on their websites as well. So one that surprised me when I post these video blogs, I know after I've shot some of them that I know which ones are going to get a lot of views and get a lot of comments. And then I know ones that will probably just kind of get a middle of the road amount of views. But I definitely post some that I know I'm going to get some comments and ruffle a few feathers on. But one that really surprised me was a video blog that I got a lot of thumbs down and a lot of negative comments on YouTube, as well as a couple of other blogs that posted it. And it was one that I did a couple of years ago called Location, 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 the golden rule of real estate. And of all the video blogs I've done over the last couple of years, I thought that one would get the least amount of negative reaction. Instead, it was the reverse. So I thought I'd do a two-part blog here on how important location is and buying quality, because it is the golden rule. And if someone is watching my blog here and doesn't think that location is important, boy, you're in for a very rude awakening when it comes time to sell your home or your condo down the road, because it's vitally important. They don't call it the golden rule for nothing. So let me go back to the blog I posted a couple of years ago called Location, Location. I went on that blog and I said that it's vitally important. And I had said that about 10 years ago, in Vancouver and Richmond, we had run out of what I would call grade A locations. They're not building any more water view or unobstructed water view in places like Cole Harbour or Kitsilano, or homes or townhomes that are on golf courses. We've exhausted the supply. There might be the odd grade A location that still comes available. There's some rezoning done. You know, say for instance in the west end of Vancouver, there's a lot of older 50, 60-year-old wood frame buildings that are zoned as rental. Eventually, maybe some of those might be rezoned, torn down, and new buildings put up. But it's rare. Most of the buildings that are going up now in Vancouver and Richmond are what I would call grade B and grade C locations. And what I went on to talk about B and C locations were buildings that were sandwiched in between the on-ramp and off-ramp of, say, the Granville Street Bridge at the north end. Buildings that are now being developed in a light industrial zone, where the nearest retail shop is a tire store or a muffler shop. So they're in areas that are kind of being gentrified, but are a long way away from having any neighborhood feel to it. And that's just the way it is. There's only a certain amount of grade A buildable land, and as I say, we've moved on to B and C locations. So I was surprised at how many negative comments that I got about what I talked about by buying a good quality location, not only with the building, but where your unit is located within that building. And by that I mean, there's a building downtown Vancouver right now off Robson Street that at the ground floor is a 24-hour McDonald's. Above that are several units all above the entrance there. I wouldn't call that a good location. There's stuff that is in front of a bus loop with 100 buses every 20 minutes going around in circles, blowing fumes in the air. Wouldn't call that a good location either. Now, there's a buyer for everything. As one of my colleagues used to tell me, there's a buyer for everything. If there wasn't, we'd never have homes on Knight Street. So there's always going to be a buyer out there. But what I'm telling you is that heed the words of Warren Buffett. And Warren Buffett used to say that it's much better to buy a wonderful company at a fair price than buy a fair company at a wonderful price. And oftentimes you might have to pay up a little bit to get these premium units, but I can tell you in the long term, it's well worth it with the appreciation you're going to get. Because yeah, there's a buyer for everything, but when a market is balanced, or even on the buyer's side, it's difficult to sell these poor location units. You might get them at a good price, but what are you going to get for it when it comes time to sell it? You just don't get the appreciation over time that you would on a premium unit. And I'll talk about this next week, how when you do find these premium units, you're probably going to have to pay a little bit of a premium for them. These seldom go at bargain basement prices. You're usually in competition, but over the long term, I think you're a lot better off to buy quality. And I'll talk about that on my blog next week. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. I got homes to sell. I'll see you next time.